Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judge Esparza. We have a couple of writ hearings today. Today is Thursday, May the 23rd. Just a few housekeeping matters before we get started. There's some people on the link here need to be identified. There's an iPhone 20. Please identify yourself. Turn on your camera and identify yourself, or you will be removed.
Yes, Judge. I believe I'm iPhone 20. Attorney Ángel Dávila.
Okay. There's also Miguel Gonzalez. Is he an attorney? I don't know who that is. Miguel Gonzalez, would you turn on your camera, please? Miguel Gonzalez, would you turn on your camera, please, or you will be removed? Does anybody know? Is Miguel an attorney?
Your Honor, I do have a witness for my client on my writ hearing, Sebastian Salas, and I don't know if that is who the witness is. It's a family member, and I'm not sure if that's them.
You need to turn on the camera so we can identify him.
I think he's trying to talk.
Soy la mamá de Sebastián.
Okay. ¿Puedes poner tu cámara, por favor?
A ver, déjame le pico. A ver, ¿dónde se pone la cámara? Quieren la cámara, pero no sé dónde picar.
In the future, if you notify staff, if you're going to have witnesses ahead of time, please.
I apologize, Your Honor. I didn't know. I will do that.
No worries. No worries. There was, I saw Kennedy Salinas. Kennedy, what case are you here on?
Your Honor, can you hear me, Your Honor? Yes,
No, I can't.
yes, Your Honor. I'm here standing in for Mr. Attorney Rudy Concha, Your Honor, and C-2340-24-L. Your Honor.
Okay, all right. We'll get with you in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we got everything cleared up. Cavazos Law Firm, Chris, those are your witnesses, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, as you're aware, we do not have a court reporter. If you're requesting a court reporter, your case will be reset for a later date. Not hearing any objections, we will proceed. Andrea, you ready to go?
I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. First case we're going to call, you know what, I don't see Mr. McPherson on here. Is he here? Yeah. Okay. First case we're going to call is C-2318-24-I, State of Texas versus Amiro Rodriguez. Mr. McPherson, this is your motion, sir. Just so you're aware, the possession of controlled substance charge, the complaint has been filed. So the only thing before the court is the fabricating or tampering with physical evidence charge.
Yes, Judge, I'm aware of that. My client.
Wait a minute, sorry. Do you speak English, Mr. Rodriguez? Okay, he's present, he's English speaking. You may proceed, sir. I apologize.
Are we ready?
Yes, sir. You may proceed.
Okay, my client is an American citizen. He lives in Mission, Texas. If he was able to bond out, he would live with his grandparents in Mission, Texas. He really doesn't have any money. He's asking for a PR bond, my understanding of the way this offense came about was that he was out skateboarding late in the evening, and a police officer stopped him and charged him with a pedestrian on the roadway. It's my understanding that he was taken into custody, and when they took him to the jail, the police officer came back later and informed him that they found drugs in the vehicle. And so they were charging him with the possession of a controlled substance along with the tampering. He does work, he does yard work. If he gets out of jail, he would go back to doing yard work. His education, he's been through the 12th grade, but he did not graduate. So he's requesting a PR bond, otherwise he won't be able to get out of jail. He has no parents that would help him get out.
Okay, Andrea, stay.
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, the state's prepared to make a recommendation of $3,000 PR bond.
Any objections, Mr. McPherson?
They're recommending a PR bond,
Yes, sir.
but we could live with that. I need to get with
Mr.
the,
Rodriguez, they'll be released on a signature on this case. You still have a possession charge that you'll need to, your attorney will need to go before that judge to see about getting you a bond, or you make the bond on that case. I'm gonna follow the state's recommendation or the agreement of a $3,000 PR bond on this case. You will have to return at a later date to the courthouse with your attorney to take care of these matters. Do you understand that? Take it, stay in contact with your attorney. What city do you live in, sir?
Right on, Mission.
Okay. You have contact information for him, Mr. McPherson?
yes, I gave him a number where he can call me collect if he wants to.
All right. Stay in touch with your attorney, you understand? All right. Bond will be reduced to $3,000 PR.
May I be
Thank you,
excused?
sir. Have a seat.
And thank you
Yes, sir.
very
Thank
much.
you, Mr. McPherson.
Have a blessed day, sir.
See Alberto Osorio on here. Is he on here? Alberto Osorio? All right. Okay. Next case we're gonna call is C 2267-24-F, State of Texas versus Ricky Meads. You speak English, correct, Mr. Meads?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Meads is present. Angel Davila, this is your motion. You
Yes,
may
Your Honor.
proceed, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Meads is here on a $50,000 cash assurity bond, Your Honor. I do know he does have some history. However, there was an affidavit of non-prosecution signed at my office. The alleged victim in this case would have wanted to do it at the DA's office, but I do believe they have a policy that they do not accept affidavits of non-prosecution until indictment. They do have a relationship. They have been living together for some time. And she does want to continue that relationship with my client. And as I said, she does want these charges to be dropped, Your Honor. We would respectfully ask that instead of a $50,000 bond, he receive a $1,000 to $2,000 bond, Your Honor, or a $2,000 to $3,000 bond, actually. As that is when she reached out to me. That's what she indicated they would be able to afford.
Andrea?
Your Honor, at this time, the state would be opposed to a bond reduction. He is being charged with a sexual assault. The bond is currently set at $50,000 cash assurity. He was out on probation out of the 464th at the time that he did pick up this charge. So due to the following, the state's opposed.
Is there an NTR on the felony case?
Okay,
Didn't see one.
it looks like one was filed actually today.
Okay, alleging this new charge?
Correct.
I was not aware of the new charge, Your Honor. I don't know. This is an appointed case. I don't even know if I'm on the MTR.
Okay, well, it was just filed, apparently, so they may not have appointed anybody at this time. Raise your right hand, Mr. Mead. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Where do you live, sir? What city?
I live in Donna.
How long have you lived there?
It's going on 4 years, sir.
You work?
At the time, right now, I don't have a physical job. I do yard work, I do car wash. I also do resale at the Puna and Alamo. Like he said, I've been with my wife for 4 years. What has caused this is arguments and stuff.
Don't discuss the facts. I don't think your attorney wants to discuss the facts of the case.
Yes,
sir.
yes, please do not
Just
speak further on that.
Okay.
Just ask him where you live and if you have a job. You have children?
Right
Children
now,
with the victim? I didn't see a protective order issued on this case.
Your Honor, it is my understanding that there is a protective order. Out of an abundance of caution, I have advised my client to not have contact with the alleged victim at this time. However, that is something we would want to look into immediately if he's able to make bond.
I didn't see a protective order issue, but I will. If he does make bond, I am going to ask that he have no contact with victim. You were living with this person. Do you have somewhere else to go?
yes, he's my brother-in-law. He lives in San Juan. I have the address and everything. I can stay there until everything is finalized with the case. And
Okay.
I can have a place of residential there.
You understand that there's a motion to revoke are you on probation right now?
Yes, sir.
Have you been reporting?
Every month, twice a month, drug tests.
All right, well, they filed a motion to revoke on you. You'll probably be served if you haven't been served by the motion to revoke, so you may not get out even if you make bond on this case, because that's gonna hold you. I'll go ahead and reduce the bond to $20,000 cash surety. No contact with victim. If you make bond, if they grant you a bond on the motion to revoke, continue reporting and drug testing, whatever else requirements they have on that charge over there. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Anything else, Mr.
That's all I
Donovan?
have. That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Next case I'm going to call is C 2334-24-C, State of Texas versus Nabor Guajardo. ¿Habla inglés, señor Guajardo? ¿Español? Pasa para enfrente, sí. Mr. Rubio Salinas, I saw him earlier. There you are. This is your motion, sir. He is Spanish speaking. I ask that you go slowly so that they can interpret.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. Judge, Mr. Guajardo is 58 years old. He resides in Bar, Texas. On the address is 229 East Juarez Avenue in Bar, Texas. He currently has a bond of $100,000 cash or surety. He, like I said, he's a United States citizen, has no prior felony record. He has 2 prior misdemeanor cases out of County Court number 4. The first one was a 2001 DWI case. The second one is a 2017 DWI case. And his third arrest, Judge, is this case. This offense is indecency with a child by contact. And he's asking the court if the court would consider reducing his bond to an amount that is something that he could afford. He is the only person in his home that is employed. It's him and his wife. They're at the house, and Judge, she's disabled. His wife is disabled. She's partially blind in one eye. She has diabetes, and she's under dialysis. And he's the only breadwinner, and very limited. He rents where he's at, Judge. He's not a homeowner. He has, I believe, an 8th grade education, has worked hard all his life, has been married for 40 years, and the bond is oppressive for him. It's not something he could make. He's asking for a bond that's in line with something that he could make. He'll abide by any condition that the court would impose on him. But he's asking the court if the court would consider reducing his bond.
Andrea?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the state is opposed to a bond reduction. It is an indecency with the child, for it's alleged that he did try to penetrate, according to the probable cause statement and the victim, he did try to penetrate the child with his penis. And at that time, he did touch the genitals of the victim. I do believe the bond is reasonable at $100,000, so I'm asking it that it not be reduced.
There's always a presumption of
Salinas.
innocence, Judge. In these cases, my client is presumed innocent. I don't have a copy of the probable cause. I requested it. I wasn't able to get it. My client denies these allegations. He's never been arrested for a felony in this state or in any other state, Judge. He does have a job. He earns approximately $300 a week, but he's the sole provider for his household. We're asking for a bond of $10,000 cash or surety, from $100,000 to $10,000.
Mr. Salinas, I'm not sure if you're aware, your client should be aware, they should have advised him when he was magistrated, but there is a protective order in place. It's for 61 days. The protected person is a Julie Perez and her child. He's not to have any contact with them or the alleged victim for 61 days. I'm not sure if it's a family member or not. The complaint was not very clear on that issue. Do you understand, Mr. Guajardo, that if you do make bond, you are not to have contact with the victim or the victim's family? Do you understand that? You need to answer, sir. You can't shake your head. Okay. And that means no phone numbers, don't drive by their house, don't tell a friend to contact them. Do you understand that? The protective order is for 61 days. I'm going to ask that you have no contact until this case is resolved.
Judge, these are not family members, and my understanding is that this allegedly occurred at his home. So there's not going to be any
Well,
problem.
the address is on the protective order is different than the address you gave me, so it shouldn't be a problem. You said he lived in what city, Mr. Salinas?
In FAR, Judge.
Okay, yeah, so this was a different address, so if he makes bond, he should be able to, it shouldn't be an issue unless he goes making problems
No.
for himself. Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ahorita contestar, no mueve la cabeza, okay? What are you saying?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you born, sir?
Tamaulipas. Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico.
Are you a naturalized citizen?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't see an ice hold on him. There's no hold on, right? Ice conviction? Yes. Okay. Bond, again, no contact with the victim until this case is resolved. Bond will be reduced to $20,000 cash surety. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you. Thank you for that.
All right. Buena suerte, señor. Toma asiento.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Salinas.
Thank you, Judge.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2340-24-L, State of Texas versus Dionisio Ramirez Jr. Speak English, Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Rudy Sanchez case, Kennedy, you're staying in for
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Sanchez.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ramirez, I'm Attorney Kennedy Salinas, and I'm going ahead and do this hearing on behalf of him, on your behalf. And I'll go forward with this, Your Honor. We're asking for bond reduction, Your Honor. We believe is excessively high. He cannot afford it, Your Honor. He is not a flight risk. He does have strong ties. He does live in Mission, Texas. He has strong community ties and family ties, Your Honor. And we're asking this court to give a reasonable bond amount or PR or something that he cannot afford what is set right now, Your Honor.
You have an amount that you're asking for, Mr. Salinas?
What's the current amount? Because what's the current amount overall that he has right now, Your Honor?
That at $25,000 cash sure.
Yes, Your Honor. He can speak with Mr. Conche. We can do a PR or something for sure under 5,000, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your Honor, at this time, the state's prepared to make a recommendation of 10,000 cash as surety.
raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Speak your name.
Dionisio Ramirez Jr.,
How old are you, sir?
32,
What city do you live in?
Mission, Texas,
Where were you born?
McAllen, Texas.
You have a job?
Yes, en El Pato.
You put your hand down. You can put your hand down.
El Pato, Texas, 195 in Griffin.
You work at El Pato? What do you do there?
Everything, tortillas,
How long have you been there?
a year and a half.
You make good tortillas?
Yeah.
Get you back in there. So I'm gonna order, this is random UAs through probation. If probation contacts you, you need to show up to get drug tested. No drugs, no alcohol. Do you understand that? If you don't show up when they tell you, you're gonna end up back here in Orange. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you come back positive for drugs or alcohol, you're gonna end up back here in Orange. Choice is yours. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stay away from the location, the school district. I don't want you back on that property. You understand that?
Yes, Your
Do you have children there?
Honor.
Okay, don't go back on any school property.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Bond will be reduced to $2,500 cash surety. Stay in contact with your attorney. Anything else, Mr. Salinas?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Yes, and have a good weekend, Your Honor. Thank you.
You too. Have a seat, Mr. Ramirez. Next case we're gonna call is 2343-24-E, State of Texas versus Andres Gonzalez. Speak English, Mr. Gonzalez? Gonzalez is present. Robert Capello.
Yes,
This is your
sir.
motion, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Judge Esparza, Mr. Andres Gonzalez is a young man who resides in Edinburgh, Texas. He has an address of 903 West Stubb Street. He lives with his mother. They have a combined household income of $13,590 per year. I didn't see any criminal history on him, Judge, but Miss Andrea Maldonado can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Your Honor, this is a possession case. It's a non-violent case. He's 20 years old. Your Honor, we're asking for a personal recognizance bond on this young man. He came into custody, Judge, on May 20th, 2024.
Okay. Andrea?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Capello is correct. He has no history. So at this time, the state's prepared to make a recommendation of $5,000 PR bond.
We'll accept that, Your Honor. And if I could just get
Good
Mr.
idea.
Gonzalez, Your Honor, if I could just get Mr. Gonzalez's telephone number, because the one I have here I don't know if it's the correct one. Mr. Gonzalez, what is your telephone number, sir?
My personal one?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Who,
sir.
how can get a hold of you? Because the one I have is a
956.
non-working number.
956-450-4914.
Got it, Your Honor. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Gonzalez, you will be released on a personal recognizance bond, which means you just need to sign. Hold it, raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, self you got. How old are you? Graduate from high school? Are you in high school? You have a job? Where do you work?
La Piedad Pawn Shop.
Where?
La Piedad Pawn Shop. I'm on the Cristo.
All right. We'll order random UAs through probation, sir. Same thing I told the other individual. Probation's gonna contact you. You need to show up when they tell you to show up, not a week later when they tell you to show up.
Yes,
No drugs, no alcohol until this case is resolved. You understand that? If you don't show up or you come back positive, you come back in orange. You understand that?
Your Honor, we are.
Bond will be reduced,
Thank you, sir.
$5,000 PR bond. Stay in contact with your attorney. When he calls you, you answer the phone. You understand that?
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate
Anything
that.
else, Mr.?
No, sir, you covered
Mr.
everything,
Capello?
Your Honor. We appreciate it. You have a nice weekend, sir.
All right, you too. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir. Have a seat.
Thank you. Contact me, Mr. Gonzalez.
Next case we're gonna call is P 2344-24-L, State of Texas versus Sebastian Silva. You speak English, Mr. Silva?
Sorry.
And Mr. Silva, Victoria, this was your motion, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. My understanding is his burglary of habitation, he's already paid a $10,000 bond, and that has not, I think that's still a good bond. Then the criminal mischief, I'm just now looking online, it appears like just yesterday or today, he got charged. So I don't know that this court can really proceed with the bond reduction on that. It's only a $500 bond. We were gonna ask for a PR bond. The family's very poor, but obviously I'm gonna have to take that to county court too, which is the case, the court where it fell. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. If the complaint has already been filed, I didn't see it this morning, but if it's already been filed, then you'd have to take it up with him. The burglary they have, is that been indicted?
It has
That-
not.
That has not been indicted, Your Honor. I believe that his bond has not been revoked. So really all he has to pay is the 500 if the family can come up with that. But otherwise I'll proceed with the PR bond in county court too. And we'll.
Okay, so you're saying he's made bond on the burglary they have already?
I believe so. His parents are online, Mr. and Mrs. Miguel Gonzalez. Ya pagaron la multa del burglary de habitation,
La fianza?
la
You're
fianza.
muted.
Your Honor, it looks like they did. It looks like a verification of incarceration was filed when he was picked up on the criminal mischief, which is out of the same transaction. So we're not opposed to, I guess, reinstating the bond because it's the same criminal transaction. I just think that they booked him later on the criminal mischief.
Okay. Guess you just need to worry about the criminal mischief. If you have an issue with the burglary you have, the state's agreed to reinstate it, we'll reinstate it. We'll notify booking so that they can change the bond amount there.
Oh, what do you mean?
Anything else, Victoria?
What do you mean, change the bond amount?
Well, I mean, just that verification was filed, we'll reinstate the bond.
Okay, that'll be done in the form of an order of release.
Correct.
Okay, so then we'll proceed with county court 2 on a PR bond, or the family will try to come up with the money to pay for the $500 misdemeanor bond. And Your Honor, I apologize about that. I just saw this. Apparently the charging instrument just got filed today. So honest
Okay,
mistake.
that's probably,
But,
no problem.
do I need to non-suit anything, or I don't think so, right?
no,
Okay,
you're
well,
good.
thank you for your indulgence. Have a good day.
All right, you have a good afternoon. Thank you.
You too.
Next case, we're gonna call, Señor González, puede apagar la cámara ya.
Ok.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Ok, adiós.
Bye.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2289-24-C, State of Texas versus Susana
Ya.
Flores.
Ah,
You speak English,
afternoon, Your
correct, Ms.
Honor.
Flores? Hang on just a minute, Mr.
Págalo.
Vice, let him log
Yeah.
off over here. Let me
Págala.
disconnect him.
Espérame, I'm trying. Please.
Yeah, I think they're off. Looks like they're gone. All right. Susana Flores, you speak English, correct, Ms. Flores?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Ballesteros, good afternoon. This is your motion. You may proceed, sir.
Good afternoon, Judge and Counsel. I believe her correct name is San Juana Flores. I'm not sure. I thought I heard Susana, but
You are correct. That's Mr. Redderman.
Judge, Ms. Flores is a U.S. citizen. She has no prior criminal history. This alleged incident occurred from a traffic stop where she had two other individuals that were non-USCs, and therefore Immigration or Border Patrol was called over. She's on Social Security. She has 5 minor children. Doesn't have means of transport. I believe the vehicle was seized as well. We're requesting a PR bond for Ms. Flores, based on the lack of criminal history and not being a danger to the community, and this one incident that she's being charged with.
Is your client a USC, Mr. Ballesteros?
That is correct, Judge.
State?
Your Honor, at this time, we would be opposed to a bond reduction, although she doesn't have a criminal history out of state level for Hidalgo County. She does have a criminal history with the federal government. She does have several convictions for, I believe it's alien smuggling and some drugs. And it looks like as of recent excuse me, I lost the point, but it looks like this year she was in fact arrested for a smuggling case. Alien smuggling looks like arrested April 16th of 2024. I don't know. I don't believe it's this case, but I can double check real quick.
This one says she was arrested May 4th.
May 4th, correct.
And that's what I'm seeing off of the background check that I have. So at this time, the state is opposed to any reduction.
Judge, and I would request from the court that based on, I'm not sure what the federal history is or convictions are for the alien smuggling and drug case. And this recent arrest for alien smuggling, as Ms. ADA Maldonado stated, the fact that the federal court or magistrate gave her a bond as well. Again, my client is indigent, and we would request that a PR bond be granted in this case.
Raise your right hand, man. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You speak louder.
Yes, Your Honor.
State your, you can put your hand down. State your name. How old are you, man?
43, sorry.
43?
Yes, sir.
What city do you live in? You rent or own?
I read.
Are you married?
I'm working.
You have children?
Yes, sir.
Do you have family in Hidalgo County?
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, if I may, I was confused in my notes when I stated that there was no criminal history. She did indicate in our initial conference call that we had with her where she served 4 years in BOP for a federal drug conspiracy. I don't have an actual date. So I just wanted to inform the court on that mistake on my part, not Ms. Flores's part. And one other comment is that she also suffers from seizures and is bipolar, even though this is based on talking with their point of contact but based on the short time, we don't have any medical proof of that, but I think she can attest to that.
Okay. Do you work now?
So I'm in the process of discipline.
Are you on parole or probation?
No, sir.
You're not?
I'm clean. I don't have a probation or parole or nothing.
Give her a $1,500 cash surety, bond, Mr. Ballesteros.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a seat, ma'am, or she may be excused.
Was finalized. If you can, because he was asking the card. Please.
Next case we're gonna call is C 2301-24-F, State of Texas versus Timothy Escobar. You speak English, Mr. Escobar?
Yes, sir.
Escobar is present. Mr. Ballesteros, this is also your motion. You may proceed.
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Escobar, and I'll clarify, has no state history and no federal history that we know of. He is a truck driver. He does have family. He does live with his mom as well. And the alleged conduct based on the probable cause statement is against his brother, his sibling. They had an argument where Mr. Escobar allegedly took a gun out and pointed it in the direction of his brother. His brother then called the police. It doesn't indicate whether or not the weapon that was alleged to have been used was actually located in the home or not at the time of his arrest. But nonetheless, even though this is a very serious offense, based on speaking with the point of contact, they can afford anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. So we're asking for the bond reduction from $100,000 to $20,000 for the court's consideration.
Okay,
Your Honor, at this time, the state would be opposed to a bond reduction. The facts are, as Mr. Ballesteros claims, that he did get into an argument with his brother. During the argument, he did pull out a gun and pointed it at his brother, stating this, "I'm going to kill you." It was at that time that the victim did fear for his life and called the police. He does have a prior aggravated assault of a deadly weapon from 2011. It looks like he was placed on deferred adjudication, which he did complete. But based on the following, the state's going to be opposed to a bond reduction.
is this funny to you, sir?
No, sir, it's funny how they lie. You broke into my house.
Okay.
you broke into my house.
Mr. Escobar,
I think your attorney would advise you not to discuss the facts of the case. The fact
That's
that you're
correct, Mr.
laughing worries me, sir. That you think it's funny, that's bothersome to me.
The statement that the lady made.
Mr.
I
Escobar,
don't think anything-
I
I don't
think
think
the
anything
concern
here is
from
funny, sir.
I think the concern from the judge is that this is a courtroom, even if it's at the facility, and therefore laughing is normally not something that happens commonly. No, you're good. But there was one other thing, Mr. Escobar, I think you indicated, I know he's not under oath yet, Judge, but someone called on your behalf indicating that you had been in an accident recently and might have had pending surgery or pending some sort of treatment. Is that correct, or is that incorrect?
Yes.
Okay. So Judge,
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The address for
How old are you, sir?
33.
How old?
33.
Where were you born? What city do you currently live in? Who do you live with?
My mother.
You have a job? You don't work?
I was in an accident and I've been eating.
Where were you working prior to the accident?
Truck driver.
When was the accident?
It's on December.
You have a CDL?
Yes.
I didn't see a protective order on this case. Andrea, did you?
I'm checking on that right now, Your Honor. 1 second. Yes, let me see.
There was?
No, I stand corrected. There is not one at this time.
The alleged victim, Michael Jesus Escobar, how is he related to you?
His mother's brother.
Does he live with you there at your mom's? No?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that you have no contact with him until this case is resolved. You understand that? So don't get out of here, don't call him from in here, don't send him text messages or tell a friend to go talk to him or anything like that while you're out. Do you understand? If you need to get a hold of him or speak to him for whatever reason, you do it through your attorney. You understand? No drugs, no alcohol. Don't order random UAs through probation. Same thing. They're gonna call you in to go get tested. You come back dirty or you don't show up, you'll come back. All right.
And also, Mr. Ballesteros,
Bond, hold on just a minute, sir. Bond will be reduced to $20,000. Cash surety. No contact with victim, random UAs, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, sir. You have any weapons in your mom's home or your possession, you get them out of the house. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
I don't care if they're not yours. If they're in the house, you either don't live there or you get the guns out. You understand that?
And Mr. Escobar, once you're released, make sure you contact me. That way we can discuss sort of the judge's orders right now.
Any questions? Do you have a question for your attorney?
I didn't hear him. Dedico?
When you get out, to contact him so we can discuss your case. If you make bond, to contact your attorney so you can discuss the case with him. All right? Anything else, Mr. Ballesteros?
Judge, I'm not sure if you already issued an amount on the bond. All right. If you did, I did not hear it.
$20,000 cash surety.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
May I be
I believe
excused?
that's all you have, correct? Yes. Thank
That
you.
is correct, Judge. Great seeing you. Take care.
You too. Take care. Next case we're going to call is C 2300-24-J, State of Texas versus Kevin Medina.
Good
Habla
afternoon.
inglés, Medina. He's Spanish speaking. Your client's present. Judith, just go slow so that our coordinator can do the translating.
He doesn't understand English. I've spoken to him in English.
He prefers Spanish, he said. So,
So, Your Honor, this is a gentleman that we had another writ hearing on
I remember.
April the 29th, where the court reduced his bond. And I believe this is a straggler case that I guess just came in, and he was, I guess, he was arrested on this new case while in county, but I believe it's all out of the same transaction. His bond is $10,000, so I'm asking for a same or similar bond, or maybe even a PR bond, since the court's already given him a $1,500 bond on the other case, which was the theft.
Your Honor, I would be opposed to a bond reduction, although they do arise out of the same transaction. I do believe that it is reasonable, so I'm asking that it not be reduced.
What does he have right now, other than this, just the $1,500?
He has this, but he also has 2 misdemeanors for burglary of vehicles that are $5,000 each. So I need to have those reduced, but I needed to have the felony ones reduced first.
All right. Bond on this case will be reduced to $1,500 PR. If you get out, sir, stay in contact with your attorney. Do you understand that? Whatever conditions I imposed on the other bond, you need to follow. I don't know if I ordered drug testing or not, but if I did, you need to make sure you comply. Anything? $1,500 PR.
So tell him that next week we'll go back to County Court 8 for the burglary of vehicles.
All right. You still have 2 misdemeanor cases that are holding you. Your attorneys advised that next week they'll go to the County Court 8 to
Yeah.
request a bond reduction on those cases. All right. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you, Ms. Cantu.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. Claudio disappeared again. Next case we're going to call is C 2249-24-E, State of Texas versus Javier Reese. You speak English, Mr. Reese? Mr. Reese is present. Mr. Cavazos, this is your motion, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. Your Honor,
Good afternoon.
presently on Zoom, we have Javier Reese and Sandro Reese. They're his mother and his father, Judge. In case the court would like to ask them any questions, they are present. Currently, the bond is set at $100,000. And speaking with the state, we've been working on this since last week. They're not agreeing to any reduction. He is 39 years old, Judge. He was born in Matamoros. He is a naturalized U.S. citizen. His parents do live in the Valley. He's lived in the Valley for about 20 years now. He has one child, Judge, who is allegedly the victim in this case. He's denying the allegations. He believes his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, his ex-wife, is possibly putting the child up to making these allegations. He has no prior felonies, Judge. He does have a prior pending case out of court for a DWI, which he has been attending, Judge. There's not an eyesight. And I believe he was out on probation at one point back in the past, but he completed that. He works at a place called Maximus, Judge. He works from home answering the phone. At this time, I believe there is a protective order, Judge. I've also attached an exhibit, Your Honor. I'm not sure if the court's reviewed that. It's a letter from a colleague of ours, Judge Mario Rodriguez. He is a member of the bar, and he also is a family friend. He vouches for Mr. Ruiz, Judge. And like I said, his parents are here, Judge, and speaking with them, they have about $2,000 to post his bond, Judge. The court would like to ask him any questions. They are present, Judge.
Do you speak English, Chris?
Yes, they do, Judge.
Okay. State, what's the state's position?
Your Honor, we are opposed to a bond reduction. This is a very serious charge. I'm very limited with the facts as I only have the probable cause statement where it is alleged that he did penetrate the victim, which is his biological child, and penetrated with his finger. It is in fact true he does not have a felony criminal history, but due to the charge, we're going to be opposed to a bond reduction.
All right. Raise your right hand, Mr. Costas. All right, Mr. Reese. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And now state your name.
Javier Reese,
How old are you, sir?
39 years old.
And
McAllen, Texas.
rent or own?
I need a rent.
A home or apartment? McAllen, you said? McAllen?
Yes, in McAllen, Texas.
Your attorney says you were born in Mexico, but you're a naturalized citizen?
August 2014, I became a U.S. citizen.
All right. I didn't see any immigration holds or anything on there. There is a protective order that was put in place, Mr. Cavazos, by the magistrate. Looks like it was ordered on the 13th of May. He's not to have any contact with the protected person, a Tiffany Reese. And this is for 61 days. You're not to have any contact whatsoever with her, sir. No text messages. Don't call for jail or her child until this case is resolved. The protective order will expire by the 13th, but I'm going to ask that you have no contact until this case is resolved. Was CPS involved, Chris? Do you know?
I know CPS did reach out to him when he was in the county jail, Judge. On my advice, he didn't give any statements, so CPS is involved, Judge.
Okay, so if there's gonna be any visitation ordered, I'm sure they'll want it to be supervised. If not, if there's gonna be any visitation, I'm asking that it be supervised.
Yes, sir.
And again, that's if the child welfare court orders it. If not, then no visitation. The address you are not to go near is 3902 Cheriton and Far. You understand that? Don't drive by there. Don't go within 200 yards of that address. You understand that? Nor of the school where the child attends. You know where that school is, correct? Do not go by there. Do you understand me? You violate that order, you're gonna end up back in jail. I'm gonna revoke your bond. Is that clear? You appointed on this case, Chris?
Judge, I was retained for the bond reduction, Judge.
Okay. Oh, just the bond reduction?
Correct, Your Honor.
Did they appoint somebody on his, is there an attorney appointed on the criminal case?
Judge, no one's reached out to me. As far as I know, I haven't seen anybody appointed, Judge. I don't think anybody's met with him at the jail.
And I don't see anybody appointed yet either.
Okay. Well, this is a very serious case. You're going to need an attorney. Mr. Cavazos is an excellent attorney, so he's helping you out. You may want to hire him to take care of this matter for you, or get yourself appointed attorney. Also going to order random UAs through probation. They're going to drug test you periodically. No drugs, no alcohol, sir. You understand that? Where are you employed?
I work for Maximus Federal. It's contracted by the government, Social Security Administration for disabled patients.
Work from home? Bond will be reduced to $20,000 cash surety. No contact with the victim or the victim's family. Understand? Anything else, Mr. Costos?
Nothing further to be excused, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Judge. Thank you. Thanks, Andrea.
You too. Have a seat, sir. Good luck to you. I saw Mr. Osorio. Are you here, Mr. Osorio?
I'm here, Judge. How are you?
Good.
Thank you.
We've got a couple of cases left. First one is State of Texas versus Laredo Padilla C 2323-24-E. You speak English, Mr. Padilla?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Padilla is present. Your attorney is Jaime Aleman. He could not be here. Attorney Albert Osorio, who's on the screen there, is standing in for him, and he'll be representing you for the purpose of this hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed, Mr. Osorio.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Your Honor, the information that I have been provided from Mr. Aleman's office, Judge, they are respectfully requesting, obviously, a bond reduction. The bonds right now are currently set at $10,000 cash or surety for, I believe it's 3 counts. There is also a misdemeanor that the information was already signed today. Your Honor, it is my understanding that Mr. Padilla is a U.S. citizen. He is not a flight risk. He is native here to the Rio Grande Valley. Judge, at this point, the $30,000 combined would be a bit much for Mr. Padilla or his family to come up with and pay. So respectfully requesting, Your Honor, a reduction. If the court would consider maybe 2 PR bonds on 2 of the counts and maybe keep one of the counts at $10,000, that may be something that's feasible. But at this time, Your Honor, the amounts as they stand are not. Mr. Padilla will be unable to get that, to pay that, Judge.
All right, State.
Your Honor, I would be opposed to a bond reduction at this time. It looks like he was out on a DWI with child, which is a state jail offense. when he picked up this case. So for those reasons, I would be opposed to that reduction.
Your
I'm
Honor,
not sure if
and-
you're aware of that. Go ahead, Mr. Sodi.
I'm sorry, Judge. I was not aware of that, but nonetheless, I would just re-urge my request, and also on top of that, add that if the court is inclined to add any other conditions that the court may deem appropriate to ensure that Mr. Padilla complies. I totally can understand and appreciate Ms. Maldonado's position, Judge. But nonetheless, the amounts as they stand right now are a bit high for Mr. Padilla. So any other conditions that the court may deem appropriate would definitely would be appreciated as well, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? State your name, please. You need to speak louder. How old are you, sir? 39. It was as the state indicated, there was a DWI felony with charge, DWI with child. That was about 2 months ago. And during that magistration or part of the judge's order on that case, he installed an ignition interlock device. Have you installed that device, sir? Have you installed the device? Okay. And the allegations on this charge was that Mr. Laredo or Mr. Padilla, his wife and his children did a beer run and were
So the same
in
children.
a vehicle where he was driving again in the middle of the night with the children in the car. Not only does he not seem to be concerned about his safety, but his own kids' safety, it appears. Not complied with the prior orders of the court to install ignition interlock. Appears he's continuing to drink and drive based on the allegations in the complaint. If he is reduced, if he makes bond, I'm going to order if he only be released to AIP, which means, sir, do you work, sir? Where do you work? Work for somebody? Order that if he does make bond, he'd be released to AIP.
Okay.
Personnel. What that means, sir, is you'll be under house arrest. Leave the house unless you're going to work, or you're going to report to a probation officer, or you're going to see your attorney with permission from the AIP officer first. If they go to your house when you're supposed to be there and you're not there, they will notify the court, and you're going to end up back in jail. We're going to revoke your bond, and you're going to end up back in jail. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. Nobody's telling you you can't work. You just need to notify them where you're going to be working. You understand that? Yes, sir. Which one? 15,000. He's got 2,000. That's the old. Yeah, that's. Yeah. Also going to order the same thing that the previous magistrate ordered, the ignition interlock, which means it's a device that you put in your car. If you do not have a car, and apparently you do because you were in a vehicle when you were arrested this last time, in the driver's seat. So that you don't sit here and tell me you don't have a vehicle. No, you had your chance. You had more than 30 days to install that device, and you've not complied with that order. You were out driving around in a vehicle when you shouldn't have been without that device. Now, I'll allow you to get a portable device, but you're going to have to blow in that portable device 3 times a day. I don't want you driving, though. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. So if you get the portable, I don't know how you do your landscaping. Either somebody drives you or you're not behind a vehicle. If you're going to get behind a vehicle, then it needs to have an ignition interlock. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. On the portable, you'll need to blow on it at 6 in the morning to 8 during those 2 hours, between 4 and 6 in the afternoon, between 10 and 12 at night, every single day until this case is resolved. If you miss or you're coming back positive, probation's gonna notify me, and we're gonna put you back in jail. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Bond on 2 of the counts will be reduced to $5,000 PR. The remaining third count will stay the same at $10,000 cash surety. Why they didn't charge him with driving intoxicated this time, I'm not sure. Based on what I saw, it looks like they should have, but they didn't.
Thank you very much, Judge. Thank you very much for your appreciation, for your consideration.
If he makes bond, he'll need to be released to AIP. So notify the court, Mr. Osorio, have Mr. Aleman notify my staff if he's gonna make bond so that we can contact AIP.
Okay.
They'll need to come over here and go over the rules with him and put the bracelets and so forth on him.
Yes, sir. No problem, Judge. Will do. Thank you.
All right, have a seat, sir. One more, don't leave.
Yes, Judge. I believe this one was carryover from yesterday, I believe.
That's correct. State of Texas versus Esteban Garcia, C 2306-24-L. You speak English, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Garcia is present. Go ahead, Mr. Osorio.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. On behalf of Mr. Garcia, Your Honor, the information I've been provided, Mr. Garcia currently has a $20,000 bond for an enhanced theft accusation. Your Honor, I'm not quite sure of the facts. I don't want to misspeak, but I believe that involves a convenience store and some bags of ice or somewhat. Although we understand that Mr. Garcia has a very extensive history, Judge, I would also like I'd like to make the court aware and have the court consider the fact that Mr. Garcia does have some health issues, Your Honor. From the information that I was provided, I believe it's some type of cancer, Judge, to the point where even the jail is kind of beefing up his meals to ensure he gets a little more caloric intake. He does require medical treatment, Your Honor. He is a resident of the Hidalgo County, the Rio Grande Valley. He is a U.S. citizen. I believe he is married with children, Your Honor. Nonetheless, considering his ailments, Your Honor, respectfully ask that the court do consider a PR bond on this case. Although I would completely understand if the state were opposed, considering his extensive criminal history, Your Honor. Just taking into account his health, Your Honor, I think he would be better off receiving the treatment outside the walls of the Hidalgo County Jail, Judge. So for that reason, and that reason primarily, we are respectfully requesting the court to consider giving him a PR bond.
State,
Your Honor, yes. So Mr. Osorio is correct, where it is alleged that he stole some bags of ice. But because of his criminal history, we're prepared to make a recommendation of $10,000 cash as surety, which is cut in half from the original.
Okay. Raise your right hand, sir. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name.
My name is Esteban Alberto Garcia.
A little louder, please.
Esteban Jesus Alberto Garcia.
How old are you, sir?
46 years old, sir.
Where were you born?
Chicago, Illinois.
How long have you lived? What city do you currently live in?
In Alamo, Texas.
How long have you lived there?
The past 36 plus years.
Okay. You have contact information for him, Mr. Osorio, huh? Phone number?
I believe Mr. Aleman's office does, Your Honor. I don't have that information in front of me at this time.
You have a cell number, sir?
Yes, I do.
What's your cell number?
My telephone number is 956-475-7135.
475?
7135. I am employed right now, so
What do you work?
I'm working as a culinary break here at Red Lobster.
Do that?
I make the rice pilaf, baked potatoes. And
So you cook?
Yes.
Where at Red Lobster?
I got like 3 or 4 months left of work before they leave me.
What city? In McAllen? Don't go back to that location, sir. You understand me? It's a Circle K on, was it a Stripes? Let me see.
Yes, it was a Stripes, Your Honor.
Stripes located at 533 North Tower Road in Alamo. Don't go back there, you understand me? No reason, understand? Bond will be reduced to $1,000 PR. Stay in contact with your attorney, sir. As soon as you get out, you call Mr. Aleman, let him know if your phone number changes, or if your employment changes, or what have you, understand me? You're gonna have to show up at the courthouse at a later date to take care of this case. Make sure you show up. Or Mr. Aleman or Mr. Osorio are gonna come looking for you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right. Have a good afternoon. Thank you, Albert.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Andrea,
Maldonado.
Thank you for your help.
Of course, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you all.
Thank you, Judge.